Sir Handel hadn't been out of the shed for several weeks. He was feeling miserable. Oh dear, I wonder how long I shall have to stay in the shed. Will anyone ever see my blue coat again? Why did I get so jealous of Bertram that I had to trick him? That led to, of all things, him being sent away in disgrace. The other engines were still cross with Sir Handel. None of them would speak to him when they were dropping off passengers at the nearby station. And because of Sir Handel being shut up, the engine's workload was increased, since they were now 2 engines down. To combat this, Sir Topham Hatt brought in a new engine to help. He introduced him that night at the sheds. This is Ivo Hugh. He is here to ease things up on the passenger lines. I hope you will all make him feel welcome and comfortable. That's quite an interesting name, Ivo Hugh. Well, thank you. Duncan, was it? I was named after my controller after I was built. I feel like we've met prior to this moment, Ivo Hugh. I can't put my buffer on it. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't recall. Let's not confuse our new friend here. I do have one very important question to ask you, Ivo Hugh. One that could determine the very fate of your life here on our railway. Do you bounce? Oh! I'm sorry, but what does that mean? Just watch this.
Nobody has to be the favorite. Everybody can help. It's not a competition in the air.
Oh, dear God, no, no. You see here, I'm from the Railway series, so I'm pure.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Oh, I remember you now. You're the engine who was named after our previous controller, but never spoke. Remember, guys? He was in I Named This Engine, and he was a mute? Haha, we used to talk about you all the time, and how you didn't speak at all. Then we just kinda forgot about you. As the writer also did. Figures the one thing I'm remembered for is being a mute. That's enough of you lot. Clearly, Ivo Hugh has learned to speak since his last appearance, so I don't want to hear any more jokes about his disability. But I never had a disability! After Skarloey's talk, the engines fell asleep one by one. Oh, come on! I know you can hear me, narrator! I never had a disability! No you can't. I'm just a voice in your head. Ooh, I'm inside of your head. The next day was Ivo Hugh's first day pulling a passenger train. He sat quietly at the station when Gordon shuffled in with the express. Hello, who are you? I'm Gordon. Who are you? I'm Ivo Hugh. Are you the usual engine? Well, of course I am. If I may ask, where is Bertram? You standard gauge engines know about the accident too. News must travel fast. Bertram's still at the steamworks. He won't be back for another week or so. What a shame. He always was such a lively engine. Excuse me, Ivo Hugh, but I'm in need of your assistance. What's wrong? The station master explained that almost all the other engines were called up to the Blue Mountain Quarry, and a passenger train was left without an engine. Well, thanks, narrator, for explaining what I could have said perfectly fine on my own. Like, I don't need any help here, dude. Hey, it's a reference to Thomas Gets Bumped, okay? That's what's funny here. References, people, come on! Anyway, Ivo Hugh, can you take the train to Bertram's station? Passengers are urgent. I suppose I can. What Ivo Hugh didn't realize was the coaches were long, heavy, and filled with passengers, and Ivo Hugh was not a strong engine. Ivo Hugh struggled along the line. He came to a signal where he made a plan. Oh, I've got an idea. If I stop trying to pull the coaches, maybe their weight will be enough to push me along the line. There's a hill up ahead. That should be enough to do it. Ivo Hugh put his plan into motion. He struggled over the hill and stopped puffing as he came down the other side. And he was right. The coach's weight propelled him along the line. Sir Handel was still sitting in the shed, thinking about what he would say to Bertram when he returned. Then he heard a whistle. Make way! Make way! Important train coming through! Then there was trouble. The coaches were too heavy to stop in time. Ivo Hugh applied his brakes, but it was too late. No one was hurt, but Ivo Hugh had ruined the back of the shed. Oh dear, what happened? And just who might you be? What the heck, dude? Where'd you come from? I'm not entirely sure. I'm seeing a lot of things right now. Am I supposed to be hearing colors? Are you okay? Somewhat. I could probably be better. Could you please find help? The coaches weren't blocking a line, and Sir Handel could puff out to get help, but he couldn't. Sir Topham Hatt had told him to stay in the shed, and his driver and fireman were on administrative leave. Don't worry, I'm sure someone will come along. See? Here comes Peter Sam. He'll help you. Stop pulling! Stop pulling! Oh, come on. The exact same spot where I had the accident the last time? Oh, what are the friggin' odds? What was that? Nothing good, I'm afraid. Sir Handel, is that you? You've got to get help. This slate is urgent. So are my passengers, Sir Handel thought. If he left the shed, he'd be disobeying orders from Sir Topham Hatt. However, if he didn't leave, the two trains would be late, and two engines would be reprimanded by aforementioned Sir Topham Hatt. He thought, and he thought, what was the right thing to do? I'll go, but I don't have a crew. No problem, take mine, I'm not going anywhere. The crew members loaded inside Sir Handel. Everyone worked fast. Sir Handel had a roaring fire, and he set off to find the breakdown train. Just as Ivo Hugh was put back on the rails, Rheneas arrived, bringing Sir Topham Hatt with him. Ivo Hugh, Peter Sam, I just got the news. Are you two all right? We're fine, sir, but it wouldn't be that way if it weren't for Sir Handel. If it wasn't for him, neither of our trains would have been delivered on time. This is Sir Handel? The one who tried to murder Bertram? Murder isn't exactly the right term of phrase, but this is him. Sir Handel, take care of the rest of this mess, and when you're finished, take Peter Sam and Ivo Hugh to the top station. I shall speak to you again there. Rheneas took the rest of the coaches, and Sir Handel did what Sir Topham Hatt said. When he arrived, Murdoch was waiting with some flatbeds to take Peter Sam and Ivo Hugh to the steamworks. Sir Handel, you disobeyed my orders to stay in your shed, but you acted quickly in an emergency, and because of this, I am ending your punishment early.
The real reason is because he's now down 3 engines.
Oh, shut it, obvious cameo. Ahem. Anyway, You shall report to the Blue Mountain Quarry first thing in the morning, Sir Handel. Thank you, sir. But what about Bertram? His repairs are finished and he should be back tomorrow. Murdoch puffed away, with Peter, Sam, and Ivo Hugh. Next day, Sir Handel was quite nervous up at the quarry. Welcome back to work, Sir Handel. Reneus told me all you did yesterday, and I must say we all misjudged you. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Thanks, Skarloey. You look nervous, Sir Handel. What's wrong? Well, okay. Bertram is supposed to come back today. What if he hates me because of what I did? I know he will, Skarloey. I just know it. What do I do? Look at it this way, Sir Handel. If Darth Vader can be redeemed after killing all those younglings and still perish a hero, I think Bertram can do the same with you. That analogy actually made some sense. Not a lot, but some. You see, I was just jealous, that's all. I wasn't trying to hurt you, and I'm sorry. I'm just really nervous. I've almost never killed someone in the past, and... Slow down, Sir Handel, slow down. I understand what happened. It was an accident. And I'm sorry, Wait, I don't get it. I set you up to fail. And part of that is my fault. I took your line, but I didn't say anything because I wanted to make a good impression with Sir Topham Hatt. I'm not a passenger engine. I was built to haul heavy slate cars up and down the quarry lines. Really? Of course! And I'm not one to hold grudges. When you're as old as I am, you learn that petty differences don't matter in the grand scheme of things. I'm sorry I took your line, and I'll be sure to make an arrangement with Sir Topham Hatt to get things straightened out. That's wonderful. Thank you, Bertram. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I screwed up your reputation, and about almost killing you. Think nothing of it. I don't die that easy. Now Bertram works permanently up at the Blue Mountain Quarry, hauling heavy loads up and down the mountain lines. Sir Handel was given his passenger line back, and it's now the fastest train on the Skarloey Railway. The other engines were not as quick to forgive, however most of them have come around. Ivo Hugh has been fitting in with the others, although his sense of humor has not improved. So then I said, that's not a rock, that's my sister. Good lord, that joke died faster than the Dark Universe. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Oh man, Reneus, that was a good one. Hey, here's another one. That joke should have died as fast as Rusty's diesel rights activism. Oh, that's a good one, Skarloey. That's a great one. Oh, that was good. I'm just saying, we diesels are oppressed and no one else sees it. Is it just me, or am I yelling into the void? Hey, I got one. That joke died faster than Bertram. Oh, wait. He didn't. He's still here. Oh, that's a good one, Sir Handel. Maybe a bit too soon. Yeah. Sorry, that was in poor taste. Oh, maybe I just should have stayed a mute.